This is a film about two worlds in which my friend Sasha Demidov lives. In one of these worlds, which you know well, he's a public idol, fate's darling, a wonderful actor. But he has another world. He won't let strangers in. There are tears, disappointments, happiness and sorrow, a feeling of emptiness in a life with no real purpose, and a light that's discovered in darkness. There, in the depths of that world, a man searches for himself and his connection with God. Ever since I can remember myself, I've wrestled with questions. Why was I born? Why am I alive? I think already in my childhood, I felt that outside our world, there's another hidden world. A world that can't be seen. I searched for myself. I searched for others like me. I always felt that something was leading me. I finished school, I finished studying structural engineering, and yet I felt that wasn't it. It wasn't right. Understand? Maybe you felt you were born to be a great actor. Yes. Then I was certain of it. I left work, and at 20 I was accepted to acting school. Then I felt I was discovering a new world, new people. I felt I was discovering something I'd never seen. I think that other than the people I met on stage, I began to feel that sensation, that special feeling that in life cannot be felt. I worked in the best theater in Russia with the best director. Everything looked great. Everyone predicted a bright future for me. I met Sveta, we married, Danny was born, a warm, supportive home. In brief, everything was great. What more could you ask for? Yes, and what happened? Then, one sunny morning, I woke up with a strange feeling. I didn't want to go to the theater. Boring. Not interesting. Suddenly I felt dreadful. Everything started crumbling slowly. Everything was painted black. It had no point. Meaningless. I found out that my director, Eugenie Aria, was moving to Israel to create a theater. I asked him if I could join. And he said, "Let's go." Silly me, I never thought of Israel. As soon as I heard the word, I swear I trembled. Of course. That's the answer. My heart was filled with certainty. This was my place. The feeling that in addition to theater, something else pulled me was very clear.
המקום שמור. ומתחת לזה כתוב בעיפרון, בשביל יוסי. יוסי זה אני.
I followed Sasha. I didn't know what awaited me. I heard strange stories that we'd live in huts the first month, sleep on bunk beds. I was very scared. But when we finally came, it was hot outside. In December, it rained. We arrived at night. Our director gathered us all and we sat on the boardwalk. It was beautiful. The sea scent. Suddenly it started raining and everything was so beautiful. Everything was wonderful. Rehearsals, concerts. We were rehearsing the play The Idiot. The theaters were full. And then the war broke out. We all sat with our gas masks. Danichka wasn't two yet and refused to go into his tent. He'd start crying. Of course, we were all scared at the time. Everything was so new to us. We'd only seen war on television. It was very hard and threatening. Senya, do you remember what was the hardest about the war? The constant anticipation for the alarms. Any moment that sound could cut through the air and once again we'd have to put on our masks and go inside. Once, on one of those nights, when we sat in our sealed room, I needed to keep myself busy, so I looked through old papers. And I came across an article about Rabbi Lightman's book, Kabbalah. At this point, his life began anew. I called the rabbi and he said, "Come over." I arrived and there sat a man, not yet old, but his hair was white. I asked if I could be his student. He took a pen and paper and wrote Demidov. At night, when all the strange souls sleep, when the air is as clear as a tear and nothing can distract, it is then at night that the Kabbalists meet. They read special books, and it entails much work of the heart. That is how it was hundreds and thousands of years ago, and that's how it is today. And so at nights I studied, in the mornings I rehearsed, and in the evenings we put on plays. I was terribly exhausted, but my exhaustion was infused with happiness. I needed it. I didn't hide my night studies from Arya, my director. I thought that he'd demand that I quit my studies, but he didn't say a word. He understood how important it was for me to be at peace with myself. Every man has a point in his heart. The point in the heart is in the human heart. It waits. It waits for the opportunity. It waits for a reaction. It waits for a calling from above. You can't run from it.